Welcome back to Summit Valley Sports. I'm your host, Jonesy, as always. Before we get into UFC 330, Islam Makhachev defending his welterweight belt against Ian Machado Gary. Before we get into the predictions, make sure you guys like, comment, share. Really helps out. Also, if you guys are interested in the shirts, as always, I'll leave a link in the description down below, or you could DM me. Right now, we just got the black tees, the two different designs, and then we got a limited print. So let me know if you guys are interested or click that link. All right, let's get straight into the prediction for UFC 330. Such a banger week. All right, moving on to the first fight. We got Jeremiah Wells versus Mikdebek Oralby. Give me Oralby all day. This kid's on a high trajectory right now. He's on this rocket right now. He has no limit right now. Um, I think he gets the job done any way possible, whether it's knockout or submission. So Jeremiah Wells, he's up there in age. I think he's on his way out. In all honesty, decent fighter though, but I think Oralby is just going to be too much for him. So give me Oralby in the first fight. All right, moving on. We got Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahimaj, and I'm taking the dog. I'm taking the UFC vet. I think he gets it done by decision. I think Brahimaj is a decent wrestler. His striking has gotten better the last few fights, but that cardio is the huge issue for me. I think Neil Magny, if he defends a few takedowns, especially after the first round, I think Neil Magny can possibly get a late finish, but I think he gets it done by decision. So give me Neil Magny. All right, moving on. We got Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. Give me Lucas Fernando. This kid's very, very big, very long for the division. He's actually fought in three different divisions now. He used to fight in welterweight division, which I can't believe he weighed that much, 170. Then he moved up to middleweight at 185, and now he's fighting at light heavyweight at 205. Um, but yeah, his kid's kickboxing is very good. He fought back in the day a few years, like 3 years ago, against Cesar Almeida on the Contender Series. Cesar Almeida is pretty good. He's a veteran in the kickboxing, and he's pretty good in MMA. He had a pretty good turnaround in MMA. But yeah, give me Lucas Fernando. I think he gets the knockout in this fight. All right, moving on. All right, we got Vicente Luque versus Trayshawn Gore. Give me Vicente Luque in this fight. I think he gets the wrestling, and I think he gets a submission. In all honesty, I think he gets Trayshawn Gore in a submission and gets another dub. He looked really good against Kelvin Gastelum. Trayshawn Gore has looked very good his last few fights. I'll give him that. But as long as Vicente Luque can avoid those big shots from Trayshawn Gore, and gets some of his wrestling going and gets Trayshawn Gore down, I think he could find a head and arm choke. All right, moving on. We got Dante Johnson versus Eric McConico, Valley Boy. Um, I'm gonna go against Eric on this fight. I think Dante Johnson gets it done by decision. I honestly don't think he's gonna be able to get Eric down with the wrestling. So I think it's gonna be a straight up boxing match. And Eric's a very strong boxer. He could take a punch as well. So I think it's gonna go to decision. This is gonna be a very good fight. All right, moving on quickly. We got Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Enrique. Bam Bam. Give me Charles Johnson in this fight. I think he gets it done by decision. I think as long as he can avoid Bam Bam's wrestling, and yeah, if I am surprised Enrique is fighting this up in ranking. In all honesty, I think this is a huge step up for Enrique. And I think we see Johnson get his hand raised by decision. Sorry about that. All right, moving on. We got Chidi Njokwani versus Joel Alvarez, my boy. I think Joel Alvarez gets it done by submission. His striking's very good. He's been training with Habib in Islam's camp this whole fight camp. He is taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice. So, ooh, Yeah, I still got my boy by submission. I think he finishes Chidi and Jaquani. Chidi and Jaquani is a good kickboxer, but he's getting up there in age, and I think he's almost on his way out for this welterweight division. In all honesty, and Joel Alvarez is just getting started. All right, moving on. We got Edson Barboza versus Esteban Ribovic. Give me Ribovic all day. I think he could. I think he gets it done by decision. Um, his boxing is very, very good. I really like Ribovic's boxing. I like his low kicks. As long as he avoids Barboza's wrestling, I think he gets his hand raised. Barboza's up there in age as well. Uh, he's on a he's on a 3-fight losing streak as well. So yeah, give me Ribovic in this fight. All right, moving on. We got Mansoor Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Give me Abdul Malik by knockout. I think he gets it done. I think he gets that wrestling going. He's going to be very, very big in this fight. So, yeah, I think Mansoor. He's just getting better with his striking. Very good wrestler already. He needs to work on his cardio as well, but he's very young, so I think he could get all that going, and I think he gets back in the win column in this weekend's card. All right, moving on. We got Jalen Turner versus Kyle Fernandez. I was going back and forth on this fight. I really like Kyle Fernandez's kicks. He has amazing leg kicks. If you guys haven't watched his recent fight against Harry Hardwick, he absolutely demolishes his legs. But in this fight, I'm going Jalen Turner by I think I'm gonna say by decision. Give me Jalen Turner by decision. I think he gets it done. I think the size advantage is going to be too much for Kaio, and I think Jalen Turner just hits so hard. I think it's going to phase Kaio. And in all honesty, I don't like how Kaio doesn't fight too often. He only fights like once a year. And Jalen Turner's been training, or he's trained a little bit with Ian Machado Gary recently. So yeah, give me Jalen Turner in this fight. All right, moving on to the women's strawweight division, the championship. We got the champion Mackenzie Dern defending her belt against Jillian Robertson. Give me Mackenzie Dern. I really like her boxing in this fight. Jillian striking, she's getting better, but it's not there yet. She really depends on getting her opponents down on the ground, and I don't think she's going to be able to get Mackenzie Dern down. Mackenzie Dern has decent wrestling, very good jiu-jitsu herself. So give me Mackenzie Dern by knockout. I think she gets her first knockout of her career in this fight. I think she gets it done late. I think we're going to have to worry about Jillian's cardio later in the round, in the championship rounds, in rounds 4 and 5. So give me Mackenzie Dern by knockout. All right, moving on for the main event. We got Islam Makhachev versus my boy Ian Machado Gary. And everyone knows me. Everyone who knows me knows I go for the Irish. I have to rep my boys. Ian's been my boy all his career, and he's putting Ireland back on the map. Um, in all honesty, though, I'm gonna have to go against Ian in this fight. I think Islam does get it done, but I think it's going to be a very good fight. I think Islam gets it done by decision, and I think he's going to get the wrestling. I think the wrestling is going to be too much for Ian Machado. Uh, I know Ian's been putting in so much work. He I love what he does. He travels, he trains at different camps, he learns from different cultures, different people, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I think more fighters need to do that instead of just staying at one base. You can have your main coach, but you can still travel. You can learn from different people. I mean, he traveled to Schuttelbach's and learning from Charles Oliveira, the great. So, I just think it's going to be too much though for the wrestling. He just beat Bilal Muhammad, which I think is a good kind of first step, you know. So I think he loses to Islam Makhachev, and I think he's going to have a huge bounce back because I think eventually Islam Makhachev is going to lose. I think he just needs to lose to one of these big bangers, one of these big finishers, whether it's Michael Morales or Carlos Prates. I think it's going to be someone who's able to finish him, and I don't know if Ian is able to finish him. I don't know. He doesn't have that finishing instinct. Um, and that's nothing talking bad against Ian. Ian's my boy, so uh, uh, yeah, I've always repped Ian. I just don't think he has that finishing instinct, and I think that's the only way to beat Islam is you need to have that finishing instinct, that big hitter in you. And I think it's Michael Morales in all honesty. So I think he's the next one up. I think he's the one that beats Islam Makhachev. I think Islam Makhachev has said he only has like 2 or 3 fights left, and he wants to retire very young, which I don't blame him. He has 3 kids. He said they're very young, 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7, or whatever. Um, so shout out him. That's very awesome. I'm sure he wants to enjoy his family life, you know. But yeah, I think Islam gets it done by decision. This is gonna be great, great fight. Again, I'll go over my picks. Let's see. All right, we got Miktabek Oralby for the first fight. We got Neil Magny, Lucas Fernando, Vicente Luque, Dante Johnson, Charles Johnson, my boy Joel Alvarez, Esteban Ribovic, Mansour Abdul Malik, Jalen Turner, Mackenzie Dern, and Islam Makhachev. Uh, as always, for predictions, I always pick a banger alert of the week and a knockout alert of the week. I think let's see. I think the banger alert of the week is going to be the Jalen Turner versus Kyle Fernandez. That's going to be the banger alert of the week, and the knockout alert of the week is going to be the Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stolfus. I think that's going to be a knockout either way. Who wins? But yeah, give me Jalen Turner versus Kyle Fernandez for the banger alert, and then knockout alert Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stolfus. All right, that's it for UFC 330 in Philadelphia. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys Sunday for the reactions. Have a blessed weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the fights, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.